All right. I think we are live. Hey guys. I hope you're doing well. We are here to do Etsy Q&A. I'm curious how your Black Friday, Cyber Monday ended up. We talked about a game plan for that and what you should do over the weekend if Black Friday didn't do well. So I hope that that went well. And we are here to talk about a few things. But one thing I want to talk about is increasing your Etsy paycheck in 2026 and some things that you can be doing to improve your overall earnings on Etsy. So if you are someone who is wanting to really see a substantial increase in their Etsy income, I would love to hear what is holding you back. And we'll also go over some of the questions that you submitted over on, where did you put your questions? It would have been over on Facebook, and we can pull those up as well. Okay. Perfect. All right. All right, great. So one thing we have coming up is a free training in about a week and a half about how to boost your Etsy paycheck in 2026 without paying for ads. So it'll be talking about how to increase orders quickly, the power of order velocity. So how to get those consistent daily orders kind of snowballing. And then we'll talk about my $100 product listing strategy. Also how to instantly look like a premium brand, even if your photos are just super, super basic. And then we'll be covering a platform that will get you free traffic to your Etsy shop outside of Etsy for free without hurting your conversion rates. So, and then some bonus about getting about shipping costs and payout hacks that will put more money in your pocket faster. So we'll be talking about that, and then like a 3-month plan for you to increase your paycheck. I'm going to put the link in the chat. So if you're able to come to it, it's a free class, and I hold these for really all Etsy sellers who feel like they don't currently have a real solid plan. So if that is you, definitely join me. And in the meantime, let's go over some of your questions that you've been asking over on Facebook. All right, so we need to do some approvals of questions here. Let me approve some of these questions. Yeah, if you are not in our Facebook group, by the way. I would love to have you in our group. Okay. Oh, good. What is the price range for loss leaders if the usual price of the product is around $10? Well, it really depends, Jennifer, on what your, I would say what your cost is, your cost of goods sold. We want to make sure to really establish what your cost is and then go from there. So let's say your cost was, actually, Jennifer, if you want to put in what your cost is, that'd be great. Go ahead and put your cost in if you can. For your cost, can you put your cost in the chat? And then I'm going to pull open this person's shop and take a look. Whoops. Here we go. So if your cost, let's say your cost was like $2, $3, the point is we need you to make at least $1 per transaction. And I'm hoping that doesn't take you any time. The product itself doesn't take you time. We need to make sure that you're making at least $1 per transaction. If it is not a production type of product, maybe it's digital. If it is a production type of product, we need you to make at least minimum wage when you're working on that. So if we look at our pricing calculator, your profit calculator, basically we need to know your hourly wage. So we put in like the revenue. It's a digital product. Okay. So perfect. I would say 70% off. I would be knocking that at 70% off. Yeah. 70% off would be a really good range for that. So see here, like when you put in your revenue, let's say it was a situation where you need to have, you need to cover your own hourly wage because it took you time to make it. Well, then we want to make sure you put in your revenue, your like cost. It'll calculate Etsy's fees and your margin and your profit, but you need to put in your minutes of labor because we need to know your hourly wage after doing that. This is my true hourly wage for a floral letter, which we did probably over $500,000 on. And so this is just a little tip here. Does everyone see at the bottom? You zoom in more. See how I have all of these different categories? These are different tabs of different products. So when you are focusing on hourly wage, you want to have different tabs for different products so you know which products are the most profitable. So for example, sweatshirts, which, gosh, I would do like $50,000 a month on these. The hourly wage on these is $206 an hour. So if I'm hiring someone at $18 an hour to make these, wow, this is very profitable. This is fantastic, phenomenal. So that is why hourly rate is super important. And that is why understanding if your loss leaders take time, it really factors into what your pricing strategy would be. So I would do 70% off if those are digital. Let's take a look at this listing. Someone put it in the Facebook group. Bath salts. Let's take a look at this shop. 263 sales in 1 year. It looks like mostly, interesting mix. We have wreaths and we have bath bombs and we have ornaments and hot chocolate shots. So quite a mix. I feel like you probably do well at craft fairs, maybe. I'm curious what is selling for you. Oh, the bath bombs. Looks like those bath bombs are getting a lot of reviews. Okay. One thing that I would say is when you show something on Etsy, when it's a self-care product, you want it to look familiar. So when I see this, I actually thought this was like cooking spices, like some cumin or isn't that what you call it? Cumin, ginger. I don't get into the spice shelf very much. What are some other spices? Like sea salt or chili powder. That's what I thought this was. I had no idea this was bath salts. And it's because of the container and the vessel. That's not typically what we would see as a bath salt vessel. So what we typically see with bath salt containers and vessels, it's like the test tube. That's what people are used to seeing. When they see a test tube filled with stuff, we think bath salts. If we're the mass market, I should say. That's what most people would think, bath salts. But they're not thinking bath salts. So if you're selling something that is in a container, not just in a container, but then in a gift box, so you're putting the thing in a thing and you're putting a bunch of those things in another thing, we've just got to be so clear what you're selling in your thumbnail. So based on that, I think you could probably get a higher click-through rate. Yeah, you could probably get a higher click-through rate if you just showcased it a little bit differently. And honestly, the dark black top kind of has a role in making it look a little more cooking related. Okay. It'd be like if you it looks like one of your best products is this bath bomb. It'd be like if you took that and you put tinfoil around it. Well, people would have no idea what it is. Oh my gosh, my shop hit over 2,000 sales and after 18 months, thanks to your tips and tricks. That's amazing. So glad to hear that. Can you sell Fiverr coaching on Etsy? It depends on what you would be selling. You can sell services on Etsy, but they do have to be paired with some type of a product, like a digital product would be ideal. You've just started a shop 2 months ago. You have 11 sales. Your prices are between 8 to 16 something. Is that euros or pounds? Can't quite tell on my screen here. Are you underpricing your product or is it too much? Jewelry, earrings shop. It all depends on your value proposition. So what does the product look like? Some earrings we can't charge more than $2 for. Some earrings, it would look crazy if you weren't at least $200. So I would go ahead and put your shop in the chat, because it's like a car. Is a car itself worth $50,000? Well, what kind of car are we talking about? Same thing with jewelry here. What kind of jewelry are we talking about? All right. So go ahead and put that in the chat if you can. Other questions or shops could we look at? And if you're just joining a little bit late, I would love to invite you to my free class. This is going to be on Monday and Wednesday of the following week. And this is all about how to increase your Etsy paycheck in 2026 without spending money on ads. Does everyone here have consistent daily orders? Does everyone here have consistent daily orders? You will want to have daily orders. That means some decent momentum going if you really want to increase your paycheck. So daily orders, we'll be talking about how to get daily orders. The $100 product listing strategy. So that means focusing on average order value of specific products that you can add to your shop, and then how to look like a premium brand without even doing a photo shoot or buying all new mockups or anything like that. Even with your basic photos, like, oh my goodness, I would love to get my hands on the shop and help with some of their photos. I think we could do a lot with, some of these are really good. Like, that's a beautiful photo. Like this one, we could really help that look. We could help it look so good that you could probably charge $90 for it if we did a little bit of work on the photo. This photo is great. This one's great. But this one I think we could do a lot with. Same thing with these digital ones we could do a lot with. Okay. So photos we're going to be covering, and then how to get free traffic. And this is going to be one of the biggest ways to compete next year. I'm going to put the link here. If you are coming, we'd love to have you. Is everyone here coming? If you don't have daily sales, you should definitely be here. If you don't have a $100 product listing that is selling at least 5 to 6 times a week, you should be here. If you don't know if you look like a premium brand and you would like to make sure that you do, you should be here. And this is free. This is a free class. And if you don't know the exact platform and how to get free traffic that doesn't hurt your conversion rate, you should be here. Perfect. Would love to have you join us. Is everyone coming to this, by the way? Even for the $100 product strategy alone, I mean, that could be an entire free workshop that we do. And that's a major thing that we focus on with our coaching clients as well. Okay, so definitely join that. Yeah, someone needs help with Facebook. Yeah. How do you find Facebook groups? Yes, definitely need to come to the class. Let's take a look at this one, the Story Bead Studio. What's this one? Let's take a look. Okay. What do we have? Okay. Okay. I have a lot of recommendations here. 15 years on Etsy with 5 sales. Oh my gosh. You've been paying way more to be on Etsy than Etsy has probably ever paid you. That's insane. That is absolutely insane. And in the last 15 years, interesting. You sold a doll like 15 years ago? Very interesting. Very very interesting. Hmm. Okay. So, a couple things here. You're in Estonia. What I'm seeing in the shop is it's probably reflecting the most common mistake I see with jewelry shops. Okay, not 15 years ago. Started in September. Okay. So I'm seeing probably one of the most common mistakes that we see with jewelry shops. And this is an SEO play where you're not just competing with yourself, but it's product focused SEO without being customer focused SEO. And customer focused SEO, that is going to be getting your product in front of people who would buy it. And it's just a different way, completely different structure of doing SEO, different a focus on SEO, different placement, completely different types of keywords. We're focusing on a very different set of purpose and utility and recipient and everything. So it's almost always the case with jewelry shops because, I've at least found that jewelry makers are very, thoughtful about the beads and the materials that they're using, and they're very intentional about what goes in to making it. It's almost like it's a smaller product where it's fully handmade, so every detail you put thought into. However, the customer, they're not even tracking with that level of focus on the detail of the product. It's so far from how they think about what they're looking for, that it's just not going to get you in front of the person who would buy this. That's the problem. So I would guess, is your traffic really low right now? I think that's my first question. Is your traffic super low? I would guess with the way that your SEO is set up, it'd probably be very low. But let me know if you could confirm it. Do you know like what your 30-day traffic or yesterday's traffic would be? Feel free to put it in the chat if you can. Yeah, go ahead and put it in the chat. So a lot of opportunity there with SEO. And then I guess my other question is, what is your goal? Because right now, if you are making this and not outsourcing it, this is a very time-intensive product. When we talk about hourly rate and the cost of materials even, it's a pretty time-intensive product. And is your goal to make full-time income? Is your goal to, is this a hobby that you have like a lot of extra time and you're just trying to learn? Or are you wanting to make money? Or I guess, what is the goal with the shop? Do you have a lot of hours to put into this? I have some clients who are sellers who are, retired and empty nesters, and maybe like some of them even like their spouse passed away or something, and they have a ton of time and they have like 10 hours a day that they want to fill. And they don't care if they make $500 or $1,000 or, $1,500 or $2,000 a month. They just want to fill the time more than anything. But then I have other people where they have like 2 hours a day max, like on a good day, and they want to make $4,000 to $5,000 a month, but they have 2, hours maximum. 16 views yesterday. So you want to be seeing, and then visits. What are your visits yesterday? So they put up their views. What are visits though? So you want to be seeing 20 visits per listing per day. So you have 86 listings. So I would want to be seeing about 1,700 visits a day and around 3,000 views per day. So we're at 16 views, yeah. So you are at like 0.5% of the traffic that you could have. 7. Okay. So like 7 of 1,700, right? Yeah. 0.4% of the visits that you should have. So 0.4%. Most people or shops we see, they're probably at like 20 or to 30% of the traffic that they should be having. But like you're at 0.4, 0.4%, like 0.4% of the traffic you should have because of how we're structuring our listings and the product mix too. If you're looking just for a little extra income for a hobby, the thing is, think about, okay, if you're looking for just a little extra income, my question to you would be, well, how much and how much time are you willing to put in? Let's say you put in an hour a day, just a hobby, 7 hours a week. Well, you would at least want to be making, you know what? That's like, let's say an hour a day, so like 30 hours a month times 20. You'd at least want to be making $20 an hour. So like $600 in profit per month. So if you're not seeing at least that, it's not worth an hour a day. If you're putting in an hour a day and you're getting one order, that's putting in one order. Let's say it's $35. Yeah, let's say it's like $35, but you put in 30 hours in that month, then you're making like $1 an hour. Yeah. So yeah, the thing is, you said listing audit and optimization strategy for SEO. Who told you that? Because this is not really how we'd want to put everything together. There's a lot you can do to optimize this for mobile and have the right SEO in place. $1,000 extra for the month. Okay, that's a good goal. Yeah, totally fine if you can't ship to the US. We have lots of European clients. But I mean, the traffic is just so low that the sales are going to be impossible until you fix that. Okay. So that's kind of the next step, is focusing in on listing structure, positioning. It's so product focused. You're not getting in front of people who have strong buying intent. It's very product focused instead of customer focused. All right. I hope that is helpful. If you guys, if anyone here is actually interested in increasing their paycheck on Etsy next year, we have very tactical steps. We've put together this presentation, and we have students in 35 countries. This is a free workshop, by the way. This is not part of our program. It's not part of my coaching program. This is just a free workshop. We're doing our masterclass, and go ahead and click on Save My Free Spot. There'll be time for Q&A at this as well. You pick if you want to go on Monday or Wednesday, put in your name and everything. And then what we're focusing on is getting daily sales. Because if you don't have daily sales, there's no momentum to build off of. And then $100 product listing. Everyone should have a listing in their shop that's over $100. How to look like a premium brand. I do think there's a lot we can do with the photos in the last shop too. And then how to get free traffic outside of Etsy as well, which if you have 7 visits a day, traffic is the number one thing we need to focus on. So free traffic specifically, you don't need to be paying for ads. And then we have some shipping and payout things that you will learn about as well, so that you can make a little extra money, save a little extra money on Etsy, and just maximize your payouts. So great. All right. So that's going to be in the masterclass. The link is in the chat. Go ahead and click on that. It's going to be really fun. We usually have a couple thousand people at these. And so just think, if you don't come, there's a couple thousand people going to it, and they're learning and you're not. So don't miss out. Don't miss out. And we'd love to have you there. Okay. Is everyone here coming to that? I see almost 50 people here. Is everyone coming? I saw a few people, some people on Facebook. Yeah, it'll be great. And there'll be time for Q&A. But it's a free class, and you'll learn how to instantly improve what you're making on Etsy. Very tactical. I like it where I present steps that you can walk away with, and you can write them down and you can start doing them right away. Yep. Perfect. Perfect. Great. And then we also have some bonuses. Actually, one of the bonuses is newer that we just put together recently, and it's our 100 most profitable customers workbook. And a lot of you, when I talk about targeting a profitable customer and not a niche, there's a lot of confusion around that. So this is a workbook that helps you target 100 of the most profitable customers. And when we are talking about repositioning with new SEO so that you show up under the maximum number of search results, this right here, this workbook that you will get for free is a key to that. We'll be doing shop audit giveaway. There'll be Q&A included, more surprises. And these are just some things about our students, but yeah. Okay, awesome. I would love to have you there. Just click save my spot. Awesome. We have some people attending. Lucia, Adriana, Kathleen, Sun Aura Shop. Awesome, guys. I cannot wait to have you in the class. Calm, relaxing sounds. You're going to be there. Love your YouTube name. Who else is coming? It's totally free. It's about 60 minutes of teaching, and you'll learn quite a bit about increasing your paycheck. And the best part is this is December 15th and 17th. So basically you can really get some steps that you can kind of write down and hold with you as you are looking at, okay, what am I going to do different on Etsy in the new year? All right. All right, guys. Well, I would love to have you there. And also we have some new team members, and I want to give a little shout out to them. On our website, you'll see, oh yes, today's the last day for the Black Friday deal. If you missed it, grab it at the top of our website here, 50% off. I'll put that here. And we have some new team members, and I think this was updated. Yes. So if you email in, you'll see we have Michael. You might have met Dennis. Also Sanam. You might not have met her yet. And Carrie. So anyways, excited to see you guys in the free class, and I'll see you all soon. Thanks, guys.